Hi, my name is Dylan. This year I'm a junior living in one of Harvard's 12 undergraduate houses called Dunster House. It's located right by the Charles River, and I have a pretty good view of the courtyard and the river since I'm living on the second floor. Anyway, I'm super excited to be back on campus after doing a semester of online classes from home, and I have a pretty interesting room setup this year, which I will show you now. Here's a wide shot of my room, which is basically divided into two parts. Over there is where I spend most of my day, where I work and I eat, and over here I've got my bed and some drawers where I sleep and change clothes and stuff like that. So starting with my bed, one of the new rules they made this year was that every room must be a single room, even if it was supposed to be a double, meaning that it's meant for two people before. One of the benefits is that I got two beds, which I pushed together to make one gigantic bed. I actually have a queen-size mattress topper on top, and as you can see, it doesn't even fill the whole bed, which is two twin-size beds, which actually makes a king-size bed. One of the potential downsides though to having a double to yourself is that you get a lot of extra furniture, making the room feel a little bit crowded at times. But I'm using the extra space under my gigantic bed to hide some of the extra cabinets, and I've positioned my other furniture in a way that I think maximizes the space that I have, so it's not too bad. Also, I'm charging my one wheel under my bed, which I've ridden around already, and it's a lot of fun. The roads here are really smooth, so it's a very fun riding experience. So let's move over to this area over here. This year, Harvard furnished every room with two extra things. The first of these is the HEPA filter, which purifies the air and I think can double as a fan. This thing is very high quality. I looked it up on Amazon and it's like $550. The second thing is this micro fridge and microwave combo, which is super convenient to have in your room. I used them a lot on the first day when we had to stay in our room for 24 hours before we tested negative, and they provided us a huge bag of food. But ever since, I've been going to the dining hall, so it hasn't been that useful, but still nice to have. Speaking of the food, Harvard Dining Services has really stepped up their game this year. There's a bunch of new items that are really good. Feel free to pause the video right now and check out this amazing menu. This is just the microwave stuff too. They also gave us a huge amount of snacks. Personally, I'm not even a big snacker, but I'm very excited for these fig Newtons, which I haven't had since second grade. I also have a few snacks that I brought from home. These mushrooms, truffles, and biscotti. These three snacks are really good. I'd even say they're addicting, so if you haven't tried them before, I would highly recommend. Besides being eaten, these foods also serve a secondary purpose. I've laid them out here so they can help dampen the echoes and reverberations that are characteristic of these large rooms with hard walls and hard floors. On the topic of audio, I'm using this Blue Yeti microphone as audio input. The main feature of this is that it's a USB mic, which means that you can plug it directly into your computer without having to buy an external audio recorder. Let me just take this moment to show off my cable management here. So it runs down here and I've secured it to the table using a binder clip and some gaff tape. When I don't need it, it's in this position, but when I do need it, I can very easily just grab it, pull it out, plug it in, then I can put it back when I'm done. I have a similar setup with my power cable, so I've got a binder clip taped to the wall, and when I don't need my cable, when I don't need my cable, I can just slip this in here and it's there. I can take my computer, bring it somewhere else, but when I do need it, I can just flip this out and plug it in over here, which is actually pretty hard to do one-handed and looking at the camera. Alright, got it. The rest of my cables I've plugged into this power strip that I've taped to the wall. It's hidden behind this desk, and I've also brought along a guitar to help me hide the cables even further. This technique is called out of sight, out of mind. For the rest of my setup, I have a 2018 MacBook Pro 15-inch, I have the Logitech G915 10 keyless keyboard, and I have the original MX Master mouse. This computer is overall pretty good, but I've had to repair it so many times that it's practically a new computer at this point. The keyboard is pretty bad, which is why I have a mechanical keyboard, which lets me type so much faster. It feels very satisfying, not to mention it's RGB, which makes it so much better. On top of my computer, I have a camera that I can actually use as my webcam. So it would look like this when I'm in class. Right now I have the 6D Mark II with the 24-105 lens attached. Usually I use the R5 with a 16-35mm lens, but I'm using that to film right now, so I can't have that there. The thing I like about both of these cameras is that they have a flippy lens, which means you don't have to buy an external monitor to mount on top of the camera to see what you're doing. The second thing is they both have Wi-Fi connection, so you can connect your phone and directly control the settings, and you're able to start and stop the video without having to get up and change it manually on the camera. The last thing of interest is my key light. This is the Aperture 300X. It's extremely popular among YouTubers because it's super powerful, but it's also practically silent. For my softbox, I have the Light Dome 2, also from Aperture. The great thing about this softbox is that it's super easy to collapse, it's super easy to put up. It takes just under a minute to do both of those things. The main point of this is that it takes the light and diffuses it through this thing called a diffuser. What's really cool about it is that it basically casts no shadow when you put something in front of it. So if I have my arm out here, there's no shadow. So this diffuser and light combo is great for filmmaking. It's also supposed to be great for skin tones, although I wouldn't know because my skin looks great under any light. And it's also great for studying because when you're writing over a piece of paper, you won't see any shadows. So that was a quick tour of how my room looks at the beginning of spring 2021. If you enjoyed that, make sure to like the video. And if you have any suggestions for how I can improve my room, make sure to leave a comment. I'd really appreciate that. Otherwise, you can go follow my Instagram, which I'll put down below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel here. Thanks, bye.